ọ̀rọ̀ mi dorí ó dorí. Thank you. Ó dorí òṣìṣẹ́ tí ń fapá rẹ̀ sapá bí ẹni wakùsà nínú ẹ̀rùn tó fẹ́ jàre òṣì tó wá gbìyànjú títí tí oògùn gbẹ ẹ̀jẹ̀ sì gbẹ ṣùgbọ́n kò rówó oṣù lásìkò tó tọ́ lọ́wọ́ ìjọba amúnisìn tí ń fìyà jẹ ni. Èyí ló mú mi wípé ìjọba àsìkò ẹ ṣe déédéé ọ̀dájú ọ̀gá ní ìfẹ́ tọdún ni. Ìjọba àsìkò ẹ ṣe déédéé ọ̀dájú ọ̀gá ní ìfẹ́ tọdún ni. Thank you.
Thank you. A beautiful round of applause for our poets. Mr. Sheriff Olarewaju, a great poet. We love your poetry. Nicely rendered, compact, and to the point. All right. Yes, we have now heard the poetry, and we're going straight to listen to our speakers today. I'm sure that we are picking them one after the other, and we are making sense out of them. Permit me to welcome our pressman from Accurate News. You're welcome. You're welcome, sir. Permit me to also welcome, who do we have again? Okay, we'll continue to welcome our people as they arrive. Without further ado, it's now time for us to go to, yes, to the taste of the pudding is in the eating. We're now about to start eating the pudding. Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to invite the first speaker to be up on his feet. Mr. Olusegun Adeyemi, can you be up on your feet, please? I'll now do a brief profile of Mr. Olusegun Adeyemi. He is above 50 years of age. His first degree, BSc Sociology, MILR, Uni Ilorin. PGD, Public Relations, member of professional bodies NIPR, member of NUJ, member of Institute of Management Consultants of Nigeria, fellow of Asian of Nigeria. He is the director of National Orientation Agency, Kwara State. I present to you Mr. Olusegun Adeyemi. Over to you now, sir, for your presentation.
Thank you very much. The lead strategist, I prefer to call him the lead strategist of NIWSOEC, which we all know as the Nigerian Workforce Strategy and Enlightenment Center here in Ilorin. He has been a brother, a partner of National Orientation Agency, someone who has the love of Nigerian workers at heart, and he has dedicated his entire human efforts to pursuing the well-being and welfare of workers. Can we please applaud Dr. David Kayode Eyindero? I want to thank him for always partnering with National Orientation Agency, because he has come to identify with us in the task of nation building. And you know what National Orientation Agency is all about? We're all about sensitizing the populace, educating the populace, enlightening the populace, informing, mobilizing, and so on and so on. And all of this we do first and foremost, regarding government programs, government policies, government activities. And here we are now, another major government program. Some of these programs, you almost get yourself lynched when you bring them to the public, but yet you have a duty to inform and to sensitize the public and to also create favorable public opinion. So you are not just going to inform the public, you are going to create a favorable public opinion for this program. So that means that you want the populace to accept these policies of government, even as hard as they may be on the citizens. So here we are always a bridge between the populace and the government in power. If you have a good product, a program that is of interest to the people, you find it easy to communicate. If the program is not that acceptable and you want to convince them to create favorable public opinion so that they will accept the program. So it's not an easy thing when you work in National Orientation Agency. You don't find it easy at all. I make use of that as a background to the few words I will be saying this afternoon. Fortunately or unfortunately, today happens to be a day, the first week of the month, and the first working day of the month in my office is a prayer meeting, and that prayer meeting has to start between 10 and 12. As we speak, I'm supposed to be on a Zoom meeting that's been put in place by my national headquarters on one of our national assignments. I'm here. So I have to make sure that none of these three things suffers. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank once again the lead strategist of NIWSOEC for considering me a speaker on a day like this. I also want to welcome and acknowledge the presence of the chairman committee, National Productivity Center, National Productivity Committee, Malam Abdulkadri. I welcome especially the NUJ chairman, whose instance we are here today for not just for releasing this hall to NIWSOEC, but for always being available at all programs that requires the media. I thank you, and I thank you for the leadership. Thank you for the leadership of NUJ. I also want to thank all our comrades that are here. Time will not permit me to mention all of us from different segments of the labor union. I thank you. I must not leave the chairman of my own office, the chairman of OPTA, a National Orientation Agency, Malam Ayinla Kolakpo, is the chairman of OPTA and National Orientation Agency, Kwara State. We cannot say that today's program is belated because we thought of May 1st and we are having a program on June 1. But honestly, we cannot fault this program for relevance. We cannot fault it for timeliness. It's timely and it is relevant. We can only hope and pray that the major outcome of this program can be put together and sent to the appropriate quarters. And I want to assure you, the National Orientation Agency will not hesitate to collate the summary of our discussions here and forward as part of our reports, you know. For me, it is an opportunity to come and say a little thing, or to come and say some things about this policy of subsidy that has been removed. Of course, you know that subsidy was not removed by the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We all know that subsidy has been removed even before now. He has inherited or is inheriting a no subsidy administration. But we all know that the president of today is always very frank and blunt. In Nigeria today, if you are going a particular direction, people will still want you to bend, and possibly, if care is not taken, you might be derailed. For a president to say on the very first day of inauguration that subsidy is gone, he's not saying that because he has no feelings for us as Nigerians, but he wants us to know that the days of subsidy are gone. It's not his own pronouncement. He has inherited it. I want to commend NIWSOEC for your efforts in various areas, because I remember that when it was election, 2023 general election, we worked together. And you see, in any human setting, you cannot isolate a particular field of human life and expect that only that one will progress, particularly for us as workers. In determining good governance, we have a role to play. And that was why you came out with thumb rights. And it was part of NOA's sensitization that we also borrowed and inherited from NIWSOEC. So I thank you for having an holistic approach to the issue of workers, not just picking one area. And that's why you cover the social needs, the technical needs. You also mediate, and you cover the legal as well as the welfare need. This is an holistic approach that will help or is helping workers to have a robust engagement amongst ourselves and with the government. On this issue of where we are going, it may be painful, but I wonder if some of us listen to the former CBN governor in one of his presentations, where that is the former emir of Kano, Samisu Lamido. Anyway, it is going to be easy. Don't vote for such persons, because he has facts. Considering his exposure and his intellect and how far he has been in the corridor of power, he knows the problem we are facing in this country. Well before election, he said, if anybody comes to tell you that it will be easy and there won't be any problem, don't vote for such persons, because they don't know what they are doing, or they are out to deceive us. So why congratulating the president and wishing him the best? He has a daunting task ahead of him. But what is it as citizens, well-meaning citizens? Our own, first and foremost, is to support the government of the day. Nothing confrontational will bring solution to the problem at hand. We must build a people of peace. And that's why NOA will continue to preach peace building. It's only in an atmosphere of peace that we can, as we are even gathered here today, it's only in an atmosphere of peace that we can engage the government. I know this since yesterday now, Labour has been meeting with the federal government, and the meeting is still ongoing. It's only when there is peace. So, first and foremost, we must be calm. We must ensure that we remain peaceful so that we can engage the government at all levels. The issue at hand is not only for the federal government, it's for the states and local government also. And where is it coming from? We have left undone what we should do, or what we should have done many years ago. We have left some of it undone. It's only in Nigeria that you still find fuel at 200 naira before the pronouncement, or before yesterday. A lot of us have traveled to countries around Nigeria, Ghana, Togo, and these countries are even poorer than Nigeria, in quote. I'm not going to mention any amount of, that fuel is sold, but we know how much fuel, petrol in particular, is sold in countries like Ghana, Togo, Republic of Benin. And until we are able to stop some people from feeding fat on the proceeds of subsidy and bring it out to use for the betterment of all Nigerians, we will continue to enrich some people and make our nation to keep borrowing and borrowing. Ladies and gentlemen, the issue of fuel subsidy removal is about the last job product of petroleum that we have in this country. We know that diesel has been deregulated long ago. Kerosene has been deregulated long ago. Petrol is what is left for us to deregulate, has done by ensuring that there is no budget for subsidy in 2023 general election. So even if the present administration wants to do anything, then you have to talk about what do you call it? Supplementary budget. All over the world, Nigeria has been advised to do something about subsidy. The question is, what are we doing about subsidy? What is subsidy itself? We have the crude oil, but we cannot turn it to petrol. Petrol, as you see, is an international commodity. It's not something that we can ourselves, because we do not have refinery. So we buy from countries that have come to buy our crude oil, and they have produced, they have gone to refined, and they are selling to us. And they will not sell to Nigeria because you are the one who sold the crude oil to them, so they will bring your own price down. No, they will sell at the international market rate. And rate means that we have to pay what others are paying. But before now, when subsidy was on, when it comes, government simply subsidize so that we can buy at the rates that we were buying. True. When it has removed it from kerosene, it has removed the issue of petroleum subsidy. Us as a nation cannot continue. The administration has inherited a no subsidy economy, and it will be food. World economy, the IMF, all meaningful international bodies have said, for Nigeria to progress, to have infrastructure, to do all that we need to do, we must stop subsidizing fuel. Buy the quantity that you can afford to buy. Less on petrol. Let's use this money to diversion of the federal government. Increase transportation. Make transportation easier for all of us. On what do we buy burn fuel? Is it not mostly to move from one place to another? So if we have a government that is focused, a government that has vision, a government that has the love of the common man at heart, very soon this subsidy removal will turn to good news for us. It's all a function of the type of government in place. And why do we need to bother? We have a president that is tested and trusted. Somebody who has been able to turn the economy of Lagos State around. Why would we not give him that chance, believing that he has a record for being able to appoint the right person in the right office or position. So with all of this to his credit, with all of this to his credit, we believe that the Tinubu-Shettima administration will be able to manage the proceeds of this subsidy removal in such a way that the lives of Nigerians will be touched positively. Our own is to state to the government the areas where we want improvement, majorly security, because food will go up. One major thing that as government workers we are allowed to do to any length is agriculture. Everybody should be able to go to the farm and put corn and put yam and be sure that no cattle rearer will go and graze it. So if we have a government that is able to protect life and property so much that we can all go back to farm, honestly, the issue of subsidy, we will forget it very soon. Because food will go up, and if food goes up, everybody must become farmer. I have a farm. I have a small farm. Yes, we are farmer. You have a poultry. You are a farmer. It's not only when you go far, or you go and have a farm settlement or something that you are a farmer. All of us must begin to put in our own small way how to either produce crop or to rear, to have poultry, something that we can use to augment our income. Then I said about transportation. We need a government that will provide mass transit. I don't know how much it will cost for somebody to travel from here to Abuja now by road. It will be more than double within a short time. So these are the things that we need to prevail on our administration. Education is important. And our youth, any nation that neglects its youth, that nation will definitely have no future. So we must work on our youth and see that they are meaningfully engaged, not just go to the university and come out and then begin to look for a job. What kind of education are we giving to our youth? Education that will make them to be self-reliant, that will make them to be employers of labor in no distant time. That is the kind of education that we should encourage the present administration to put in place for all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for this opportunity. There is an urgent area that the federal government should address, and that is the area of this Japa. Japa syndrome is becoming, if you know 4 or 5 people now, I've traveled with his family. He has traveled with his family. You see, it's not out of place for us to go abroad and do things and come back home and even contribute to our economy when we return. But people leave the country with the notion of not coming back at all. And then the best brain are out of the country and we want to develop. To develop, we need both material and human capital. So if the human capital, the best of our human capital are outside the country and not planning to come back home immediately or in the nearest future, then it's a serious problem for us. So we want to call on His Excellency the President of Nigeria to see how we can launch a serious campaign on this Japa thing so that the brains that we need to develop Nigeria will not be out there developing other countries. Once again, I thank you for this opportunity that you have given me. Let me go back to my Zoom meeting, and I wish NIWSOEC the very best. Please always call on us. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate you. We thank you for dishing out from your wealth of knowledge. A round of applause for him once again. Without further ado, permit me to invite upstage the next speaker. But before then, can I please crave your indulgence, sir, to be on your feet? Ladies and gentlemen, Malam Nasir Abdul Qadri, he is the chairman, Kwara State Productivity Committee, development economist, chartered economist, investment banker, investment advisor and tax consultant, member, Institute Nigerian Chartered Institute of Information and Strategy, member, Nigerian Institute of Business Psychology, Center for Management Development accredited and certified training consultant. He is the CEO, the Positive Image Consult. He is the founder, the Positive Global Impact Foundation, the founder, NAS TV Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Malam Nasir Abdul Qadri. You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. My friend, my brother, the founder, the president, now Nigeria Workforce and Strategy, Dr. Idero, you are doing well, sir. You are doing well. And I like your philosophy and spirit to make this country a better place. Thank you very much. And the state coordinator for NOA and the member of public, thank you very much. Please, let's quickly do something so that before we go further, can we touch our nose, please? Please touch your nose. Please, can you touch your head? Please touch your hair. Please, your neck. Please, your mouth. And your chin. Can you imagine? See your life. Is that your chin? Is that your chin? So at the points in time, this is exactly what happened to a country who is not yet developed. At the point, all of us will suspend our brain. We put it on hold. Then we begin to follow bandwagon. We do not even question anything again, because I was right the first time, I was right the second time, I was right the third time. You believe this guy can never be wrong. So I ask you to touch your thing, and you are touching it. So I can always be right, and I can always be wrong. And until we get to that stage where we believe that we can question anything, that is only where we can tell ourselves that we are ready to grow. Yeah. The coordinator just stepped out because I've been wondering how we can separate Alaba from Labalaba. There's no way we can separate Tinubu from oil subsidy, because it was his party that removed it. And I do not think, in all honesty, in fairness to the President Tinubu, that he will shy away from taking responsibility for the removal. So there's no point defending him. There's no point abdicating or he inherited anything. He removed it. And it's going to be on his table, for good or for bad. So he's ready to accept everything. And that's exactly how it's going to be. So we're not going to save him. We're not going to excuse him. We're not going to tell the world that no, he didn't. He made that decision. Because he told us during campaign that no matter how much you protest, we are going to remove that subsidy. And I'm not going to win that election. He said it. So, I'm going to say it loud and clear that he removed it. Is it good? Is it for bad? then that one can be subject to debate. There's nothing wrong about subsidy removal. It's just the approach. That's why Yoruba people always say that thing. My brother, you made me cry. The poet. Yeah, I shed tears when you are doing that, especially in Yoruba. It was deep for me, very deep. Things are going terribly bad. And unless we challenge ourselves to do the right thing, there's no future but series of tomorrow. If you're expecting that something is going to be all right by future, no. The future starts now. Whatever you are doing today is your future. Whatever you are doing today is your future. So there's no future but series of what? Tomorrows. What you do, the cumulative of your action on daily or hourly basis is what's going to determine your future. So what are we doing in this country? I'm so ashamed that we are still at this level. Now our revenue, we use 90.6% of our total revenue to service debt. And we have that kind of numbers in university that are still awaiting graduation. We have thousands of them serving this country as corps members. And we now have thousands, if not millions, of workforce in this country. And there's no clear future. There's none of us there that can say, this is my future. This is what's going to happen to me. The only set of people that can say one or little things about their future are the people in government that have access to free funds. Those are the people that can say, okay, I'm going to buy that house, I'll buy that car, you're going to school abroad. But if you're working or you are a civil servant or you are a private sector person, you cannot, in all honesty, stand up and say, don't worry, you're going to do your master's abroad. No. Except you're already expecting a kind of a proceed from the fraudulent activities. If not that, then it's not supposed to be. So when he called me last time, he said that we should come and speak about productivity, a certain agenda for the new administration. Okay, fine. Let's start from ourselves. First, is that we have to change our perception. That's why I started with that illustration. We have to challenge the way we see things. We have to begin to see things in a productive way. As an economist, there's something we call zero-sum game. Zero-sum game is a situation where if I win 100, that means you must have lost 100. If I have a car, that means you must be walking. You must be trekking. You must be using your leg. People believe that they are rich in this country once they see poor people. Did you notice the way our mindset works? If there's power outage, the first thing you do is that you look through your window. Once you know that you are not the only one, then it's okay. You can see the way our mind works. It's terrible. It's a powerful disease. The moment you see that the other neighbor, they have light and you don't have, then you are sad perpetually. How can it be? For what? Why? Because the only way people are happy is when they see other people unhappy. That's why you see rich people, when you approach them, they make you feel like, in fact, even me, I've done eating since yesterday, and the poor man will rush back home. Go easy for now. Because he knows that's what you appreciate. That you appreciate it when you think your own is better than the other person. That's why this country is what it is. Zero-sum game in US, when you see a nice car, a Range Rover, latest, an invention has been discovered. Somebody has created something. Somebody has done something great. A value has been added to that country somewhere. That's why I was able to earn that kind of money to be able to afford that kind of car. If you see a very big house, nice building, somebody has done something great. He has performed thousands of people have benefited from his idea or his thinking, and he was paid. That's why he was able to. When you see a Nigerian living outside this country and send money home, and you see his house, building a house in Jerry, and they say it's that guy that left to Canada about 6 months ago. Is that if you know the kind of value he has added to Canada before you could see that house. But in this country, when you see a nice car, something terrible has happened to your country. When you see a very big house, hospital is suffering from some drugs. Somebody has just stolen money that belongs to that country. If you see a very nice latest Benz, a road is suffering somewhere. Accident has happened. Many people have died because of that money that you see. That's the kind of country we live. So we are in a country where the relationship between value and getting wealthy is inversely related. Getting wealthy, having more money, and for the country to develop, they are what? Inversely related. They are not directly. Inversely related in the sense that the more some individual get richer, the poorer the country. This is the reason we don't believe in that subsidy removal. That is the problem. That is the headache Nigerians are having. We believe that the removal of subsidy with over something 400 billion every month, then we believe that some people will be far richer than a whole state. Then what we expect the president to do is simple. Just let us trust you first. Not that we don't want subsidy to be removed. People are not reacting because there's a subsidy removal. We are angry because we don't trust you enough yet. Because you are from the same, you are not coming from any neutral party. You are coming from either APC or PDP that have been ruling this country, that have taken us this far. So why would you think that we should throw our trust in you? What good will? This is the problem. That's all. It's not that it's because there's a total mistrust between government and people. We do not just have that confidence that that money, people do not see how that money will affect them. That subsidy removal, personally, how it's going to make their life better. Because people are miserable. Each time the hall come, we are going to fix road. Then I wonder what Baba Kudi in Malete is thinking about that. He doesn't have a card that will apply that road. He had never even left Malete. He had not left Malete in the last 5 years. So you are saying you are going to do road. Do road to go where now? With which car? So his own question is that how is that going to affect him directly? And but the funding for Baba Kudi, you still have to go to the same market that you and I, that we enjoy the benefit of the road. We go. And they buy the same price. So he's thinking, how will this affect me? Because yesterday he will be so shocked. He doesn't even have TV. He will just realize that he wants to take his son to school where he used to take 15 naira. And the bike man is telling him, Baba, it's now 200. He will cry. He will go back home and cry. A lot of people are crying now. The budget is distorted. I do not know why, I'm not going to blame the president. I'm not blaming him. But what I'm saying is that he's going to be held responsible for everything. And that's part of the contract he signed with us. And I will not listen. We will not listen if he ever made mention of and the past government has destroyed there. We don't want to hear. He knows. He knew before he ventured to it. I know some people that will never want to come because of this kind of problem. So he knew. So no excuse. But what I'm trying to say here is that the several times subsidy will always be removed. I remember 2011, we were all crying, we were on the road, getting angry. Because when they removed the subsidy, it was 140 from 63 naira, 65 naira. We say, hey, 140. Now it's 540. Can see life? Every year then they remove subsidy. And the problem of subsidy started in 98. No, I just want to put it there. It has always been. When Okojo-Iweala was there, the amount they used for subsidy per annum was $2 billion per annum. At that time, Naira against was 150, 180. There's about 300 billion. When Yaradua died, he returned, stopped back to 16 Naira. The moment he died, Jonathan came in and he wanted to be president. They needed money. The subsidy became free for all. So people were submitting ordinary paper, tissue paper, to collect subsidy. Then the subsidy increased to 1.1 trillion. Thereabouts. Between 1999 to 2011. So people did not bring any fuel into this country and they were collecting subsidy. We remember that case. Then Okodo was surprised. Like, how could it increase from 300 billion to 1.1 trillion? Thereabouts. Then when Jonathan came in, these people, these mafias, they are already enjoying the largest. Then Jonathan said we could not continue. What did you expect my president to do? Please let me wake up, let me wake that man. Sorry. We expected him to fight corruption. But he said you are too powerful. This is one of my major problems with subsidy. They said you are too powerful. So instead of fighting them, saying that we want to see the fuel you are bringing in before you can have access or you can be eligible to access subsidy, then show us this evidence. They said they are too powerful. So instead of that, let us throw it to the public. The vulnerable Nigeria, the weak Nigerians will pay for it. That's all. They keep telling me they want to fight corruption by removing the benefit I get. I don't know whether you are clear with that. Because the argument has always been we want to fight corruption. Then by taking away the only benefit I think I get. We, as much as that fighting corruption, do you know how it is? Like Bale, the village head, now said everybody should be getting back to their house by 5 p.m. in the evening. So if you have a shop, make sure you close by 4 in the evening, because the armed robbers are becoming too powerful. How does that help? Then I should abandon my job, I should close my shop because you cannot do your job to protect me. Because you cannot do your job to protect me, so I should suffer for it. You are not telling me again that, okay, by the time you suffer for it, don't worry, we will see a way to compensate. I mean, come on. That's why we do not have to touch our forehead as our chin again. We have to stop that. It cannot be following bandwagon. Now, while I'm not here to instigate you, what I'm trying to say is that I want you to see clearly. Don't ever see it as a favor. If you begin to see it as a favor that they are trying to remove subsidy because of corruption, because they will make you feel like victim, like you are the victim of corruption. But the question is that why have you not been fighting it? Say, okay, fine. If they are telling you that they are removing subsidy because of corruption, please quickly respond to them. No, put it in another. You know, what is the matter of perspective? If I put 6 on my palm, what will you see? 9, and I will see 6. But we are looking at the same thing. Tell them, no, don't say you are removing subsidy because of what you go to do for me. Let that sink into you. Argue from that angle. Are you getting me? Don't let them sell it to you. They are fighting it from corruption. I don't know who corrupt people are. They are your friends, sir. You are in the same camp. You did not come from leftists. You work together. They are your friends. So whatever you are doing, but what they are saying is that because your friend, okay, fine. You are taking that, because of that you are taking away my benefit. What am I going to get? Because how can I be buying from 220 to 540? Then the bike man from here to Oja now, he takes 600 naira. From who? Where the purchasing power is so weak. Now, what are they going to do? I'm not going to sit down here and join you to continue to blame government. Because one of the things the government enjoy most is when you complain and you speak English. The Bible said, Proverbs 14, chapter 23, right? I don't know how to say that. He said, all hard work brings profit, but more talk leads only to poverty. That's what the Bible said. And Quran say, but also like say, wal hazri in al insanu lavi huzri. Ilan ledina amanu wa hamilu solihat. Wa tawassaw bil haqq, tawassaw bil sabr. The same thing. That wal hazri, this period that we have, people are in disarray. That's what Quran said. The only set of you that will survive this period, those of you that are doing the right thing. What are the right thing? It starts from here, your perception. How do you better your life? There are 3 stages in life. Part of the agenda we need to set for the government. 1 is I don't see it as a favor that they are removing subsidy. Yes, it's going to be tough. 1, they refused to fight the corrupt people on our behalf. They believe these corrupt people are too powerful. So we are weak. So please pay more. So they're supposed to be begging us. The way they started it, supposed to be with emotional intelligence. They don't have the right. People are arguing that yes, it has to start like that. Otherwise, it will never be able to start. There's nothing like that. We should have been carried along. Carried along how? We should have met halfway. How can we just give you 400 billion naira monthly? Check it now. Do you get my argument? They said they pay 400 billion monthly now for subsidy. And you said we should just surrender it. And they left us exposed. It should have been, please, can I borrow 200 billion from this 400 billion? So be buying fuel now for 280 for the next 6 months. Now check me out. What I'm going to do with this 200 billion, I'm going to do. Then will not be the one that, okay, in Kwara State we have like, let's say, 4,000 public schools. Out of these 4,000, about 1,800 have been upgraded. That people are now withdrawing their children from private school to this public school, and it's now becoming so choked for this public school. Then it runs back to us. We want to do the rest. Can you borrow me the? It's simple. Nigeria, we say, please take it. People are hungry because this standard of education is so poor, and you must send your kids to school. None of us here, I cannot see any of us here that have his children in public school. They're all in private school. And look at what we pay. When it's about school fees time, everybody begin to kara. The husband kara, the wife, everybody. Why? Because you have to pay. Education of your children, of our children, is not something you can delay. It's not something that's okay, they will go to school in the next 5 years. Let them, no, because they will pass the stage. They will not be able to, if there's a stage you get to, that you will not know 1, 2, 3 again, if you don't know it earlier. The kind of brain that will accommodate 1, 2, 3, most of us do not have it again. Because it's bombarded. Now, take care of this education. Now, out of our 200 billion you borrow earlier, that we are now buying fuel, maybe 280, 300. Then you now provide buses. Like if you are buses belongs to the government, we are giving you an higher purchase. Buy it, and all Nigeria buses, all buses that belong, that we bought from this 200 billion, 50 naira. 50 naira. Part of the people that will drive the buses, don't outsource them. Put Remove them from the overbogus civil service. About 5 drivers is attached to a car in some ministries. What are they doing? Sometimes we talk about thinking outside the box. I say it's a lie. You use that word loosely. Have you exhausted the option inside the box that you want to think outside the box? What have you done enough inside the box? Let's think outside the box. The opportunity you have, what have you done with them that you want to begin to explore outside the box? You that cannot work. One kata àwọn lọ Sokoto. Oh, rí tinú Sokoto. Sokoto wá ti rí. Let us leverage what we have. Then by the time you exhaust this, everybody now the transport becomes so easy. Then we now say that people are getting too many for this transport. That's what we can buy now with the 200 billion that we remove. Can you borrow us another 100 billion? Within 1 year, they can remove subsidy. People will be seeing it. But you just take the entire 400 billion. If it's like that, you will not do anything well with it. It will be too much. It will be too much. And again, by the time you want to do anything, we have suffered too much. Most people will have gone through stroke, paralysis, sickness, everything. Most people will have died. Should have taken this with us easily. Nigeria, I don't know why they always see us as being too strong. We need leaders. I said this somewhere. I said what we need is not political will. Subsidy is gone. That's the political strength. Like say me, I know I did different from other people. Me, I'm going to do it. So, yes, we know, but that's not what we need. We are too weak. We cannot do anything. We need political wisdom. We need emotional. People are going through hell. I'm telling you, you may not know this because maybe you heard. People are going through hell. Every day, people commit suicide in Lagos. They jump into that lagoon midnight. It's only few that we heard about because the online loan is there that is destroying people's name. Shark loan that they threaten you. We are going to destroy your name. They are going to. And most people cannot withstand it. They kill themselves. So if government wants to start, they must start by connecting with us emotionally. Now, one of the agenda of there's this Abraham Maslow hierarchy of needs. Abraham Maslow hierarchy of needs. So that anytime, anywhere you have chance to speak to anybody, any leader, let us let them know that this is what we need. Abraham Maslow hierarchy of needs, he tabled the needs of human being in ascending order. He said physiological need, that's the first one. That's the sheltering, clothing, and feeding. And the thousands, millions out of 200 million Nigerians, we are still under that need. That the only thing we need is just a house to sleep, that the landlord will not disturb us. We need food to put in our mouth, and the government should estimate this. And how do we solve this problem? That's how do we make food to be surplus? How do we make sure that people are not hungry? How do we make sure that people go to farm? How do we encourage farmers? I was saddled with a responsibility recently as a consultant to CBN, where we are preparing loan for farmers. 3 million, 5 million, 2 million, about 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago. And some people stole the entire money. Over 150 billion, and nothing has happened. And we have thousands of real farmers that have applied for this. They do not have access to that money. And some individual will go with Agbada that I'm a farmer, and they will collect 2 billion. That should have gone to real farmer, about 2,000 people. How are you going to tackle this? You have to show us enough. You have to trust in you first. Please, if you are here as a journalist, help us tell Mr. President that we need to trust him first. It's been long that he left government, since 2007. Things have changed. People are becoming more audacious to touch public fund. So, Mr. President should not think that we dash you 400 billion on a monthly basis, you are going to control it. By who now? The ministers are coming from heaven. Are they new? They are not Nigerians. How about now? How are you going to ensure this? But why can't we let us trust you gradually? How can you expose us immediately? Why? Because the past government, they said the argument has always been there's no money to pay. Subsidy is taking the entire money. If they scrutinize that subsidy, one of the corruption that is there is that 400 billion naira they said they are using to pay subsidy. I'm telling you, by the time they do proper analysis, mathematics, is not more than 80 billion. Considering the amount of barrel of oil that we consume, it's not more than 80 billion. The 400 billion is an exaggerated figure, and it's getting out for people to build new house and buy gold for girlfriends. That's all. Just want to build a house in Germany, in Dubai. They want to buy the latest shoe. They want to use the expensive wristwatch. That's why they are stealing all that money. Nothing else. Some people have estates in other countries. He has never gone there in the last 10 years. They are paying into his account. He never touched the money. The money, he stole our money. He took it to Germany, built estate in Germany. They pay rent there. They are paying to Germany bank. He never had access to that money. The Germans are using the money to develop their country, and we are down here. You can see. So those people, they are still under physiological need. They are still poor. Most people that we see as rich people, they are not rich. Let me go higher. The second need is safety, security. How can we guarantee this feeding, sheltering, and clothing? How can we make it as part of us that, okay, people can be secured so that they can work hard to have access to all this all the time? The social life. Can't you see the kind of game whites play? You have not noticed, if you are watching DSTV very well, you see an old man with pants be riding bicycle as if he want to kill himself, because it's good, it's okay. The society is taking care of him. When you see all these power bar, we always see them around. You can never see a child or poor person there. It's only those people that have a lot of money. All of us, we can get to that level where we have to play if the government is deliberate about us. Now we have 3 stages. Because of my time. 3 stages. This has to do with you. If I have a torchlight, please, who have a phone here? Please let me on your turn. Now, I have like 5 now. Hope. Please, is it because of all these lights we are seeing here? Is it because of them? So if you travel abroad, that's how you are going to appear abroad, no matter what you know. No matter what is in your brain. You cannot light their life there. You cannot light their world. There's nothing you are bringing that you can do extra. You either wash your toilet or you be part of the big projects. That's all. But if we get to 9 o'clock here, 9 p.m., and there's no light, and you hold that light, it will serve all of us inside there. That's how Nigeria is now. We are in darkness, and your light can light up the entire country. If you decide to work on it, please do. You have what it takes to solve problem of thousands of people. So stay. When we are having problem, this is the best period to shine. Try to be different. We have dependent stage, independent stage, and interdependent stage. One of the greatest agenda, how do we get this right, is that, in economics, the measurement of development and the growth is through what? Per capita income. See, that's rubbish. How can a developing country be using per capita income to measure our development? Because we are lazy, and I'm very sure the people up there, they know. You know why some of us are poor? Because we keep measuring yourself from what you get. The reason why a country is poor, the reason why an individual will remain in a poverty zone, is when you keep measuring yourself from per capita income. How much do I earn? When you hear somebody, can you buy this? How much do I earn? It's high time we begin to measure our development through per capita output. how much do you produce? China is rich because they are mass producing. Per capita income, everything is that based on the income we get from what? From our oil. They now say somebody is living below $1 per day. That's basing poor. No, it's high time we begin to measure individual per capita output. That's why the salary system is not helping the economy of this country. That's why the moment we keep asking for more salary, they will keep increasing it. But it will not solve problem because your mindset is about per. You don't even, some people, if you are earning 70,000 per month, don't be surprised that what you are putting into that system is more than 7 million per month. And then some of us, if you are getting 70,000 per month, don't be surprised that what you are putting in that system is minus 70 per month. That you are contributing nothing. And you that you are contributing 7 million value, as somebody contributing 0 value and negative value, you are earning the same thing. How can that kind of country grow? That's why do you think Nigerians are traveling abroad? Because people are earning per what? Per value. That's why Nigerians, they want to kill themselves. They work from 6 to 8 somewhere, then they run somewhere 10 to 12, another place. No, it's semi because you earn on every value you are having. But here, in fact, you call your boss a very good man. Okay, madam, you can go home now. The way you are doing your eyes on Wednesday, on Monday you can come back. And when you go home, you even tell your husband, your guy is a very nice person. Your guy is the one killing this country and killing you too. Want to put you perpetually in poverty. If you see anybody indulging you, does not allow you to work hard, that is saying, no, you can go, no problem, don't stress yourself. That is the person that wants you to remain in poverty zone and you can never grow. That guy that is stressing you, that, hey guys, we are still going to come on Saturday. That's the person that is stressing you. That's the person that wants you to grow. Except that mindset change. Anybody stressing life out of you to be the best is the person who wants you to grow, to be developed and be successful. Anybody indulging you, because naturally you're going to hate that person indulging you, forcing you to work. Because look at the way, okay, just check yourself now. How did you grow up to this level? If your parents were indulging you when you are growing up, do you think you can be this better? Do you remember those periods when you wake up one day and you don't feel like going to school? And your mommy will say, hey, dress up. You don't remember someday they will wake up by 5 and you'll be hungry. Do you remember that you come back from school and by evening time the lesson teacher had come? Why? Because they are interested in you to be successful. Then why are we now treating our country? Why are you now indulging yourself in laziness? The more, those are the things the new administration needs to change. They have to incentivize productivity. People that work hard, let them earn more, let them grow fast. This system of every year promotion in civil service is wrong. These 3 years, 4 years compulsory promotion, whether you did anything or you did not, is very wrong. There's no way the country will be good, but it's not your fault. Why? Because the commissioner they brought from nowhere is already having about 3-4 houses, and you have been in the system since last 28-39 years. That's why you feel like it was my own. That's why it has to cascade from there downward. That the corruption, if a society must be productive, it has to get to a stage where individual is productive. And let us start from our home. A child that sweep, wash clothes, let him have 2 meat at night. That one that does not want to do anything, let him have half meat and let him see it. That your sister is having 2 meat because she has been working since morning. She contributes more. That child will copy. This is how we can inculcate productivity in our children right from home. Don't let them feel like they are entitled to anything. Sense of entitlement kills you. It kills the initiative. You will not be able to grow. So the government should do it in such a way that per capita output should not determine how people fare. How much do you want to contribute? Let everybody have what is doing. If you are doing so much, the moment people tells you that wàá para ẹ o ti ṣe wàhálà jù, you are working too much, you are going somewhere in life. And the people, if people keep telling you that like you don't want any stress, you just do whatever you like. You know, when they tell you that I like you don't even want trouble, you are doing what? You are killing yourself. You are going nowhere. So let us get to a situation whereby the federal government can begin to take us serious. Now, what I've said this several times, each state can be on per capita output. In Kwara alone, you know, in this state, we are known for entrepreneurship. I'll round up. So the lorry, they are named after their entrepreneurial. Ile Elefo, Ile Onkpama, Ile Oniru, all these people, they started doing business. All the names of the household are named after their businesses. All the big upstairs that you see inside town were built by men of valor that were working hard through their own trade those days, not from government money. All the money you see in GRA and Agri is from government money, most of them, 80%. All the one you see inside town, all those houses that you see people building, Alaji Okolobo, Iwiju Kolobo, Itailefo, Iliala Sofi. We have said this several times that also okay that we are wearing this one, we can use it as school uniform. We are still using China up to today. These are the things the new president, our president should look into. How do we make out Kwara? You have 500,000 pupils in your private and public school. Do you have any material that can cater for their uniform? Part of this subsidy we are giving you to invest in that. Our governor should talk to it that we do also okay. We do an amount from over. We have agriculture. We have this. Out of this, we need money so that we can empower. You can imagine the number of, presently, the ASOK alone has about 40,000 people practicing it. By the time it's time to be school uniform for over 500,000 pupils, both private and public schools, then the value chain is enormous. The tailors, the women, everything is going to take nothing less than 100,000 youth out of labor. Do you know how much we transfer to China every year when we buy school uniform? Some private school, they will even be telling you, our uniform is from Italy. Can you imagine? And you use your hand money from Hoy to pay for this uniform from Italy. I saw the Ghana president. He said, no, our campaign, or what do they call it? Kente. They are not using Kente as school uniform in China, in Ghana. They ban China products. Why are we doing that to ourselves? Who among you does not have anything more than two, what's it called? The chargeable lamp at home. I was telling the Vice Chancellor of the University of Ilorin the last time. I said you have over 50,000 students. And you have more than maybe 100 professors in electrical engineering and mechanical engineering. And you cannot produce your own rechargeable. All these students, they have nothing less than at least two rechargeable lamps. If you are now the one supplying rechargeable, you cannot cater for this market. What is it that is in rechargeable that are not repairable? Are you getting my English? Rechargeable that are not repairable. Once rechargeable is spoiled, you throw it away. Some people have Ghana must go full of rechargeable in our house now because we don't have light. Then what does it cost the university to invest in that and produce your own rechargeable that people will even be coming to buy from town? University that is not even producing exercise book for the student that will use it, that you can add it to their school fee. These are the kind of things we have to look inward. Per capita output, instead of the university going on strike all the time. Most of the professors of mechanical engineering do service their car at Okyodo, Mufu Meko. Professor of mechanical engineering does not have a student who can service his car. He has to do it from Mufu Meko. It's Mufu Meko that will be telling you, Prof, can you spring etija? And the prof, you have to pay for it. Look at the numbers of cars that enter University of Ilorin or Kwara Poly or Kwasu. They don't have mechanical engineering workshop where the staff, over 12,000 staff, can go and service their car. Just go to bus fee, collect tickets from your salary, take it to the workshop, let them service your service, and then you see people begging their friends in the university Let me service my car. It's just against your salary. Simple. Look at the kind of money they will be making. We don't look at what everybody is waiting for, that whole money. We are going on strike. You have to give up. Because why? Because the government itself is corrupt. That's why everybody develop. But are we going to continue like this? No. Let us change ourselves. Let us be the change we want to see in the government. Let us be the change we want to see in government, and we are going to get it right. Government should invest in education, infrastructure, and this. And again, some of us were already losing hope. I don't want us to. Look at this money. Look at this. Look at this. You can see the way I'm abusing it. If I pick this money now and I take it out there to buy mineral, will they collect it or not? That's what I'm telling you. No matter how life has treated you, no matter how much time, how many times life has put you down and step on you, no matter what you are going through, it can never take away the value in you. It can't. No matter how much this country is treating us, no matter how much problem we have faced in this country, it can never take away the real strength in this country. We all have to come together and get things right. We can get it right, and we always get it right. We all have hope. We have faith. We have know that this will be right. But hope is not blind optimism. Hope is not sitting down, do nothing, and expect everything to be fine. Government will be okay. Hope and faith is that thing inside all of us that insists, despite all evidence to the contrary, that greater things are ahead await us, and only we can challenge ourselves enough to work for it, fight for it, and achieve it. Thank you, and God bless. Who want this money? Who want this money? Who want? Who want this money? Who want this money? Who want this money? Who want this money? Who want? That's life. That's life. Hey, thank you. We all wish for good life. We all pray for good life. We all pray to God. But how many people can go for what they want? Go for what they want. Thank you.
Thank you. DJ, bring it down. Thank you. We all want good life. Go for it. Go for good life. Thank you, guest speaker. We appreciate you. I'm sure we are all re-energized. And we are all ready to go for a better Nigeria. Are we ready? Are we ready? Is someone hopeful now? Honestly, I'm gingered. I'm hopeful now. I am not giving up again. I'm not sad again. I'm ready. No matter how life has trampled on you, it has not depreciated. Just go for it. Thank you so much, Malam Nasiru Abdul Kadri. We appreciate you so much. A round of applause for him once again. We're going to unveil the Nigerian Workers Group now, but before we do that, quickly permit me to recognize the following people. We have in our midst from MOF, Mohammed FB. Mohammed FB, a round of applause. Where are you? Please wave your hand. Okay, we have our partner, our people, our family, our as my guy will call them, our landlord. We have a representative from Kwasima and person of Mr. Ahmed Megida. Please, a round of applause for him. Thank you so much. We appreciate you, sir. We have from the lower Niger River Basin, we have Comrade Ayedo Abdul Rashid. Comrade Ayedo, you're welcome. We have Comrade Ahmed Ajiboye from the Herald. Where is he? Okay. You're welcome, sir. We have Comrade Moody O. Rajiv Nue. You're welcome, sir. We have Comrade Bolatito I.O. NLC. Soweto. You're welcome, sir. We have Comrade Adenike Richard Nwe. You're welcome. We have Comrade Jolebo Olushola, Africa. You're highly welcome, sir. So quickly, I'd like to invite the chairman of the Nigerian Workers Group, Comrade Dr. David Kayode Enyidero, as he unveils Nigerian Workers Group.
Thank you very much, as guest of honor, and the team speaker. We really appreciate your ginger. I want to assure you that we are coming out of this meeting with the enumerated resolution that has come from your staple, and we are going to package it accordingly and send it as the communique or suggestions from the Nigerian workers for the uplifting, for the growth of his administration. I want you to know that your resourcefulness is massive, and we really appreciate you. Please, run applause for him, please. I just want to quickly introduce the Nigerian Workers Group. The reason why we are here is like we are holding a mini conference. We have our membership online. We have them spread across Nigeria. And you can see that NIWSOEC has been coming with a lot of activities. And Nigerian Workers Group is part of it. Actually, what brought about Nigerian Workers Group is that in our office we have been inundated with requests from Nigerian workers, some that have been maltreated, some that are being denied, some that are being victimized, some that are being treated like nobody, even at their workplaces. They will ask us to please SOS, save us. And NIWSOEC has been, you are welcome back, sir. You are welcome. Please put your hands together for our guy. There is a lot of message that has come out for you to take to Mr. President. Because we will package it for you, sir. Madam Nas has really set fire on everybody here. He's a fire setter, and he has really lighting up the place, I must tell you. And we have a lot of messages for you. We are going to package it after this program. We send to him, we send to you. You will sign. We will give it to Mr. President. It's not, when they said he was, when they announced his appointment as the chairman of productivity in Kwara, we are in the productivity sector. We felt very glad about it. Because this is just the man. If he's minister tomorrow, he's better than Gige. That was just fighting everybody, lambasting everybody as if he's doing his personal job. Somebody said that he has been nominated to serve as envoy of government to ILO. I still want us to question that. But I don't know what Ngige carries that will make him to, what is special about him in labor. I think we have a lot against that. All these backdoor appointments, when they are leaving office, they quickly rush some appointment and gave Ngige to represent us at the ILO. The man that breaks law of ILO like anything, that does not have respect or regard for the labor in Nigeria. I think we need to really question that appointment, if it's true. Meanwhile, okay, sorry. So I'm not going to take your time. Nigerian Workers Group is an initiative of the Nigerian Workforce Strategy and Enlightenment Center. And we are calling on everybody to join us in the quest to resolve several issues. We say we are not labor unions. It's not a labor union, it's not a labor organization. We are not competing, we are only complementing labor unions in Nigeria. We are not trade unionists, and we are not industrial unionists. We are only complementing your activities. And some areas you have not covered, we are covering it for you. Like the members of Nigerian police, they are not members of your union. They are not allowed to be unionized. But we have resolved a lot of issues around them. We have a lot of people, we have resolved issues around them. How do we resolve issues? We have benefits that you get from becoming a member of the Nigerian Workers Group. We have social benefits. That's the opportunity for you to socialize and have professional interactions with workers across Nigeria to relate and exchange ideas. You have it in your pamphlet there. Welfare benefits, opportunities for members to better their lots economically through financial training, empowerment, and their well-being. You know we have a resource person here. If you belong to this group, I'm assuring you, you are going to be doing, we are going to get in, because we are partnering with positive image to do a lot of resource training that we are already organizing together. So we have legal benefits, facilitation of legal services for members who are in need as a result of work-related litigations and protection of workers' rights. We do that for people. We have done it. Can some people assure you know that we have done it for you, Abi? We have gone to court for you. That's what we do in Nigerian Workers Group. We don't have much time because my organs here are the one directing me. We have mediating benefits. That's opportunity to be well represented in matters related to government and other concerned parastatals and agencies. We have done that before. We have gone to relate. Technical needs. We have opportunity for workers to build up their career and profession through seminars, trainings, and conferences. Finally, you have the chance and platform to make your own unique voice heard. That is what we do. Opportunities in Nigerian Workers Group. Please tell your friends, everybody that you know, to join. It's online. You can join online by going to our website. You see Nigerian Workers Group site. Just go there and you become a part of it. And we said that we are not politically inclined or affiliated. We are strictly for Nigerian workers. It's neither a union nor is affiliated to any labor union in Nigeria. It's not a religious organization too. It has no ethnic or cultural disposition. It's open to all workers irrespective of ethnicity and religions. It's not just for formal workers, it's also for informal workers. Particularly, we have done a lot of work with informal sector. We have members of the informal group here. Are they still here? Yeah, the informal, they send their delegates here. And the Artisan Congress. We work a lot with them. We do programs like Walk and Walk and other things. How do you join? Anyone who is a worker, irrespective of sector, of industry, level or status, is welcome to be part. To apply, go to our website www.NIWSOEC.com.tnwg membership or pick up a form. We have some of our forms here and we have our people all over Nigeria. So you can pick up your form. All you need to do is just to pay a sum of 1,000 naira. You pay online, click it, 1,000 naira gets to you, and you now have something. If you pay your money and tell others about it, you immediately, that website will generate what we call the Nigerian Workers Code. The website will generate what we call the Nigerian Workers Code. That code is the code you will use in assessing all services, making your complaints, and our legal team and other teams will work on it. We are looking forward to raising as many as 100,000 workers in Nigeria spread across in the next 1 year. So we hope you people here will help us to pass the gospel of light that we have brought to you. How do you become a member of NIWSOEC? NIWSOEC has, for your information, I want to happily and formally inform you that NIWSOEC is now a global organization. We've been granted United Nations consultative status. So anything we are enjoying together. We are going to be on the global scale together. And those are the ways you can be part of us. You can be a volunteer. We have our volunteering scheme. A lot of people volunteer with us in our activities. You register for our trainings. We will participate in our conferences. Join the Nigerian Workers Group. Advertise in our publication and platform. And donate to the center or sponsor our projects or tell others about NIWSOEC and Nigerian Workers Group. If you do that, you benefit immensely. We are coming out of this place with our magazine because we are coming. Everything we have said is coming again. Our magazines are available because of for this purpose. We have decided to sell it for just 1,000, and you are also now on Amazon, and you can buy our magazine, Amazon, our books on Amazon, and on our website. You can get some of. We are ready to support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but we said every body deserves recognition. If you want us to support you, you must call us and ask for support. You must do everything that has to do with our interest at heart, or we must jointly take decisions together for the growth of this country. Democracy is said to be government of the people, by the people, and for the people. By the time you exclude people, then there's no democracy. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you. We appreciate you once again, the lead strategist.